Das heißt, hier drin irgendwo finde ich auch das Buddelschiff. Modell der HMS unermüdlich. Schöner Name für ein Schiff.
How did that get in there?
Das weiß keiner. Ich finde ja, ein schöner Name für jedes Schiff wäre Unsinkbar 2. Ein ausgestopfter Hecht. Ist mir recht. Du hast doch von dem Kamel erzählt. Da. Ein Porzellankamel.
Camels are so obviously a made-up animal. Humans will believe any old rubbish.
Ja. Aber es hat sich eine neue Geschichte-Erzähler eingemischt. Ah. Die Witwe doch mal.
I missed Ogden so much, and for the first month there was no letter at all. I took my place at college on the mainland without knowing how he was feeling. It was a shock how low it made me, even though I was working with flowers, my dream job. I threw myself into making friends and working as hard as I could. I wondered about him travelling the world, without me and without his sousaphone. What he was doing, how he was feeling. Then the letters started arriving, and it was amazing. Each one came with a penny from a different country. One from Valparaiso, another from Dakar. I wrote back and told Ogden about my course, trips to Kew Gardens, which were amazing. And Ogden told me about his voyage, watching dolphins and flying fish, crossing the equator. Sometimes we were both lonely. We poured out our hearts to each other. In a funny way, I think the letters made us closer than ever.
Ja. Nicht? Oh ja. Nee, das ist wirklich nicht. Spaß.
When he arrived in Christchurch, he'd send me flowers pressed in his letters. I sent him a shell from home, and then he sent me a New Zealand halfpenny. It was my favourite. On one side was the head of a Maori tiki. Ogden told me it was lucky.
Ja, bestimmt. Ja, schön.
I came back to the island, and when my father died, I opened up my own florist shop on the quay. I tucked the halfpenny under the front step for luck, polished up Ogden's sousaphone and put it in the window. They both brought me luck, and the shop flourished. One day, Ogden showed up at the shop, completely out of the blue. He told me there was nowhere like Shelmerston, and no one like me. I was so thrilled to see him, I asked him to marry me there and then. He said yes.
Und sitzt.
The lure of Shelmerston. It always pulls people back when they try to move away. They were a lovely couple, Sally and Ogden.
Welch ein schönes Paar. Da ist kein Penny drin. Natürlich hat er in ihr ein Teleskop gesteckt.
Yet one good thing about being dead, I'll never have to deal with counting change again.
Warte, putz. Ja. Was hast du im Koffer? Ist auch egal.
Ah, yes. A very distinctive odour indeed. I reckon I can find him from this. Here I come, Ogden.
Und ab dafür. Ab dafür. Sparky, geh los. Das war schon alles. Hey Ogden, was geht? Danke.
Oh, this feels so good. Terrific to see you, Morris.
Oh, it's great to see you too, mate.
Have a stretch, Ogden. We have a question for you.
Sparky, owner of the very finest singing voice on the island. What can I do for you?
Well, it's about the custodian. We need a replacement.
Ah, yes. I've heard that volcano rumbling. Poor Aggie must be very tired.
Yes, she is. We need a replacement.
Oh. Oh, you want me to be the custodian? Well, I'm honored, but I can't.
Are you sure? The island is in dire need.
I know, and I sympathize, but Sally is the other half of me. I need to watch over her. Everything else may be changing, but she's my constant, and I'm hers. I need to go into the West with her when it's her time.
Yes, I understand. You two always did have an enviable connection.
We were very lucky to find each other. And I'm still lucky just to watch over her. Makes this place still feel a bit like home, even as it changes. So I'm going to stay. But listen, once you've found the custodian, come back and enjoy a sniff of that beer in the Camel with me, eh?
Sure, Ogden. Well, see you around.
Oh. Keiner will. Und es wird schon Nacht.
Well, after all these years, Ogden still carries that torch for Sally. I wish I'd been so lucky. Things I should have done.
You were busy with the museum, Morris. And you did walks, and you did fetch, and belly rubs, and...
Yeah, all right, yes. I was very busy. Thank you for reminding me.
You did plenty. But now you need to find the next custodian.
Hey, how long has Aggie been custodian?
Oh, a little while now. You've met her, actually.
I have?
Well, her body, anyway. In the museum.
What? Her body? In the museum? Oh, wait!
That's right, Morris.
The bog lady. The bog lady of Shelmerston. What, that's Aggie?
Well, that's her body, anyway. Her spirit is all around us, of course.
But Aggie is Bronze Age. 3,000 years. She's been custodian all that time?
Yep.
Wow. No wonder she's tired.
More tired every minute. We need to get to the next prospect. Greg Litherland, at the campsite.
Greg. Okay.
Jetzt sag nicht, dass es ein Endausgang. Campingplatz.
The one part of the island I never spent much time at. I never cared for camping. Although we did find a lot of Bronze Age goods down here. Really fascinating bits and bobs. I reckon this was an important place once. And not just to shellers.
Oh, there's so many great smells here. Oh, and so many rabbits to chase. Stop it, Sparky, you have a job to do.
You know, I suppose I do like it better up here now I don't have to worry about combing all those burrs out of your fur. At least this part of Shelmerston isn't changing too much.
Yes. Now let's sniff out Greg.
Yeah, I always found Greg a bit difficult. That business with the owl of his.
He wasn't a bad guy at heart. Just liked animals a bit more than people, sometimes. Maybe. But who can blame him? Let's find some people who remembered him. Dig a little deeper.
Memories of Greg Litherland. Here we come.
Genau, hier geht's los. Und Greg Litherland. Greg leitet den Campingplatz, wo seine geheime Art und sein Beharren auf Regeln berüchtigt waren. Er war ein begeisterter Vogelbeobachter, Naturliebhaber und setzte sich für den Schutz des Moorlos ein. Der Moorlos. Er war ein riesiger Muschelrennen-Fan und fing die Spannung des Sports mit seinen Fotografien ein. So, der Camper. Haben wir hier im Haus jemanden, der sich an ihn erinnert? Nö. Aber wir können ja mal kurz in die Toilette hier reingucken. Wo ein Gameboy drauf liegt. Okay. Ist hier hinten wieder da drin? War das jetzt? Ja. Campingbesitzerin.
I only knew Greg briefly, from the summer that I took over the campsite and he retired. He seemed harmless enough, if a bit strange, living in that nasty little caravan.
Ah.
As part of his official handover process, he gave me a big box of rule books that I was apparently supposed to give every camper when they arrived.
Ja.
I couldn't believe them. The amount of inches apart each tent had to be, the angle of pitch, permitted colours of guy ropes.
Ja, ziemlich genau anscheinend.
No skipping ropes, marbles, conkers or throwing games. No singing with hand drums. I built a huge fire on the beach, invited the whole site for a big party and burned the lot.
Okay.
But then, awkward, Greg showed up. I guess he'd been collecting some things from his caravan and came to see what the noise was all about. You could tell he wasn't comfortable, but he sat down and tried to make conversation. I told him how beautiful I thought Shelmerston was, and he started telling me all about the wildlife here and the best places to spot birds. He was actually quite a sweet guy.
Ja.
He must have noticed what we were burning, but he never mentioned it. That was the last time I saw him. I always felt a bit guilty. I mean, I got him wrong. He wasn't that bad.
Und anhand der
Well, it's a
Erinnerung...
good thing she kept one of them. It must be around here somewhere.
Ah. Das ging zu schnell. Apple Camping Regeln.
What's this about dogs having to be on leads the whole time? Outrageous.
Oh, das ist der Campingbedarf. Gut, dann gehe ich jetzt mal...
I'm getting the scent of
das ist schon wieder-
Grenkins again, Morris. I'll pop up to let you know when we're close to one.
Ja, danke. Lass das. Oh, zielte. Ja, ja, ich weiß, was schon wieder eingesehen. Erinnerung vom Vogelbeobachter.
My whole life I've dreamed of seeing a Jempson's sea owl. One day, I read the news that a guy on this little island called Shelmerston had discovered one. I had to see it.
Die Seeeule.
The only B&B on the island booked up really fast, so I decided to stay at the temporary campsite set up by the guy who discovered the sea owl, Greg Litherland. The atmosphere was amazing. There were twitchers from all over the world come to see it. Greg had given the owl a name, David Abrahams. A bit weird, but I guess he was the one who found it. And because it had no mate, it was lonely, and he'd made a model female owl out of concrete. That was quite impressive.
Ja. Eine Betoneule.
I got to know Greg a bit during my stay. He really seemed to resent all the noise and fuss on the island. His island, as he thought of it. And the irony was that he was the one who'd got everyone excited about coming to Shelmerston.
So, erst Leute anlocken und dann nicht wollen, dass sie da sind, ja? Jetzt gucken Sie.
Greg told us he'd take us up in groups to the owl's nest site, but I snuck up early with my camera. It saw me and it flew off hooting and I didn't get a picture. I was gutted.